Hey, this is Matt once again. What about to another video? This is another paid request, this time for Bobby. Thank you so much, Bobby. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for Atlantic Rim Job, the resurrection of dickholes. That should be the title. In fact, if that was a title and some of that was in the movie, it'd be a better movie. The Asylum. We're back into the Asylum. What that means is if you watch all these movies, you will be in the Asylum, and you be the Clockwork Orange, do this to try to make you, I don't know, fit for society. If you, do the right thing and don't commit crimes, you'll never have to watch an Asylum film again. Okay, yes, sir. I will if it's a paid request. I'll watch any bad movie or good movie you want, or topic you want. If your money's green, I will watch the scene. But the Asylum, for those who don't know what that is, some people don't know, they're very, very cheap. They're very, very low budget company. And for the longest time, to this day, they do mockbusters. If a popular movie comes out, they'll make a cheap version to try to trick and fool people. Whether using the name, using the cover. And back in the day, it was because when people would go into Blockbuster or video stores, what movie was that? Well, I mean, this is kind of similar too. Oh, maybe it's this, and they accidentally get the wrong one. Or, well, I got this, well, might as well get this one too. I mean, we'll make a double feature. And even now with streaming, was it that one or was it that one? So the names are kind of similar. Like even now, like yeah, Bullet Train. I think they did like Bullet Train Down or whatever the hell it was called. And throughout the years, when King Kong from 2005, Asylum did like King of the Lost World. States on a Plane, they did States on a Train. Paranormal Activity, they did Paranormal Entity. Transformers, they did Transmorphers. Terminator Salvation, they did one literally called The Terminators. Pacific Rim, Atlantic Rim. Pacific Rim Uprising, Atlantic Rim Resurrection. This has gone on for Jesus from 2000 at least 5 they started. Over 15 years. But that must mean they've been very successful because they make it like this, and just that whole theme, that's that much profit. The one Asylum film I've liked, the one Asylum film I have ever liked, is I Am Omega. I Am a Legend, I Am Omega. Number one, it starred Mark Dacascos from Drive, from Only the Strong, Double Dragon. He was good in it. He actually gave a good performance. And yes, it was Dirty D's done dirt cheap, but it was Mark, a martial artist, fighting zombies. At one point, even fights him with nunchucks. I wish it was a longer scene, but he's shooting, fighting zombies. Again, it's dirt cheap, but as a dirt cheap film, I liked seeing Mark. I liked seeing him fight zombies. Did to show a bit of his martial arts talent. Compared to other Asylum films, that still had a lot more going for it. And because it's zombies, at least there wasn't as much CGI. Because, it's zombies. And it's better than Day of the Dead remake with a vegetarian zombie. It's better than shit like Creepshow 3. Well, did they have a zombie in it? Well, no, I had a ghost that wanted to give you his haunted hot dog. For fuck's sake. But that's the only Asylum film I've liked. Now, yeah, there was an Atlantic Rim, and this is Atlantic Rim Resurrection. And it's, of course, dog shit. It's like a 1.7 IMDb. Is this one of the worst films I've ever seen? Sadly, no, because I've seen Feeders. I've seen Feeders 2. I've seen Freddy Got Fingered. I've seen Razor Teeth. I've seen some of Cool Duder's movies. This, how do I put it? At least it was short. At least when things started happening, it just moved at a decent enough pace where there's a monster and there's a big robot and they look like shit, but they're doing stuff. And then here's military people moving, and then here's pilots trying to be gun-ho, and then this monster explodes to a bunch of little critter insect creatures, and then they're trying to shoot at them. And but it's still fucking bad on every front, but at least there was stuff happening. I don't know how else to put it. I didn't just watch some of the bad films I've seen, but this is still a garbage movie. You don't have any of the cast, from what I believe, from the original Atlantic Rim, and that's saying a lot. That the people in Atlantic Rim 1 didn't come back. Either they told them not to come back, or they said nah. Even I'm like, nah, I don't need the paycheck that badly. So the big creatures are back. The Armada, like Pacific Rim, these big robots. There's about 3 of them. But I guess there's new bots. And the characters, you have this male scientist, you have this lady scientist, you have about 3 military folks, you have the 3 pilots, you have the general. Of the 3 military folks, one of them has his wife and daughter with this completely useless subplot that's just them driving away, and then they get to safety. Terrible acting, completely pointless. You don't even know who the hell this military guy is to give a fuck about his family. Cheap production values. I mean, when the military guy is with the male scientist and first enters this like, I don't know, like underground, there's a CGI door that opens. Like, you can't build a door to open. And the dialogue, it's a lot of this bullshit tech jargon. Like, I'm going to try to read this, because this is the type of dialogue we have. RTC do share... The RTC do share some common binary interface, but... Or... Those pilots can't go in there. There's lag. You know, a delay response in your brain's motor impulse to the bot's AI system. I mean, I know lag with a computer game, but here you go. So these 3 pilots are they're called, as my voice cracks, Hammer, Badger, and Bugs. What, Fred the Hammer, Bugs Bunny, and the Badger from Kroger? Fuck Badger. We don't need no stinking badgers. And one of them is the black guy, and I sat there when, if the black guy dies first, and he does, I went, of course. That's like an old joke, the black guy dies first, but it fucking happens here. It felt like only black people died in the movie, because Hammer is the only pilot that died. There's this guy that the male scientist calls, and the guy's just on a boat the whole time. Feels like he's going nowhere. They shot all his scenes on this boat, and then the monster comes and crushes him, and then at the end, it's, I think, was he black? Black and the scientist, and the guy is the one that goes in to self-sacrifice. I'm like, God, they really don't want any black people alive in this movie. I mean, the general is black and he lives. I'm just calling it like I see it. That's what happens. And the fight scenes, I mean, because they have no budget, there's the crappy monster, there's the crappy robot. They fight for like 3 seconds and then it cuts to the people. Then maybe you see another 4 seconds. So you don't get any sense of the fight. Just, you know what? I just would have preferred them doing the Power Rangers Godzilla way. That's what they should have done. No one takes these films. Just that's what someone don't know. You're not supposed to take these films seriously. Okay, if you're not supposed to take these films seriously, then why can't the monster just be a guy in a rubber suit like Godzilla? And the robots be like the ones on Power Rangers. I think they could afford at least that, right? With all the CGI they're trying to do in this movie. Just have a set of a city. Have people in rubber monster suits and people in Power Ranger wannabe Megazord suits. And just fight. You think Godzilla vs. Megalon costs a shitload of money, but that's more fun than this. Why don't you just do that? Again, if you're not taking it seriously, or... Well, actually, no, they are taking it seriously. That's another thing. They are taking this dead seriously. They're not treating this as a comedy. They're taking it dead seriously, and... I could and would appreciate that if it was... Because, you know, you get Sharknado type of stuff. But sadly, Sharknado I'd rather watch over this. And I want to... I said something like this in the past, but I want to twist it a bit. If you have the budget, then I'm fine with you take their crazy idea and take it a bit seriously. Like even Volcano. Tom Lee Jones, 1997, with Anne Heche. Rest in peace, Anne Heche. That's a silly idea, I know. A volcano in LA, but there is a bit of a tongue-in-cheek. I mean, it ends with, I love LA. We love it. So there's that. But it's still to take it seriously because people are in danger. And you have good special effects and good actors and good production. That's fine. If you have like rubber monster and suits, I mean, it could be fun like Tremors, but it could be serious like Stephen King's Graveyard Shift. But this type of thing... Now I'm rethinking that option of maybe this should be just taken as a comedy, and just if you have these garbage basement effects. But the thing is, there's so many movies that do that badly that it's hard to even justify that. But when you watch films like this, you do crave for just more of the goofy... Okay, there's a film called Big Ass Spider. The effects are not that great, but I mean, they're better than this. But you know what? Tongue-in-cheek quality, that actually was a decent, fun movie for what it is, Big Ass Spider. I had fun with that movie. I would watch that film again, Big Ass Spider. So, because of the tech jargon, I would actually go, you know what, yeah, just have a Godzilla and Power Rangers type of battles with, you know, these production and sets, and that would make it more entertaining. And the characters, there's nothing to run home about the characters. Again, the one of the military guys, one of them, like I say, has a mother and has a son. No, has a daughter and wife that are in trouble, and you don't give a shit. You don't know them. You don't care about them. The acting's not that good from anybody. when I say the production, like the pilots where they set up, it's a big old seatbelt and then like an office chair and a lot of room and this cheap trinket they put on their eye. And they have this control, but it's like a control that you would like use your fucking pickup truck to put into another gear. I mean, dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Or you get lines of dialogue, like the scientist finally shoots one of the insects, and the guy goes, "How do you know to shoot like that?" And the guy goes, "I'm from New York." I don't know what the fuck that means. I guess I gotta ask my friend Effrey what that means. Like, do a lot of people? I mean, I know people shoot people in New York, like they do in every city. It's called crime. But do a lot of other people just have guns and just fuck? It would make more sense if he said I'm from Texas. But to say I'm from New York, it just, are you Paul Kersey? It just came off as a dumb line. And either you have the one guy driving the boat forever. I'm like, dude, I don't know where the fuck you're driving to. Park your fucking boat somewhere. Surprised he didn't run out of gas, but he gets killed. More tech jargon. Well, these insects and this material that could burn you and reverse plasma membrane that stores salt. What the fuck that means? Like the three pilots engage on the creatures. The black guy dies. The other two are ladies. One gets like a cut here. The other, they're able to kill it, the creature, but then it explodes to like a million of these little insect creatures. Then they try to figure out how to kill this other big creature that maybe will kill all these smaller creatures. Other two pilots, one of them is infected, sick. They have to figure out what to do. So the scientist and one of the military guys, who I think is black. I say that because I don't remember the movie, to be honest. I thought the lead scientist guy, he looked like Rory Cochrane. If you don't know who that is, he played a character in CSI Miami. He's been in a few other stuff. If you look up Rory Cochrane, Cochrane. I thought the scientist, for a split second, I thought it was Rory Cochrane, but it wasn't. So the doc and the other guy's name is Russo. I remember that because I kept thinking if he was Vince Russo, it'd be like, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna hit this monster, bro, and man, bro, hey, monster, bro, how about we do this in the ring, bro, and it'll be on a pole match, bro. Hey, you want this thing, bro? I'll put it in a pinata, bro. I'll put it above the match, bro, and you, bro, this and broski. Come on, bro." Fucking Vince Russo. They fight the creatures. The scientist's weapon doesn't work. So then the other guy does like a suicide mission. Finally, the lead guy scientist works, hits the monster, kills it, kills all the little things, thankfully, conveniently. Also, when they sit in these pilot seats, they look constipated. Like they really take a big old dump in a ditch. And the female scientist who started liking the male scientist, and then the one military guy whose wife and daughter are safe, and he meets up with them, like we give a shit. But those two get the male scientist out, they drive off, the movie's over. I've heard people say this is better than Pacific Rim Uprising. Listen, Pacific Rim Uprising is not a great movie. I could watch it. It's a time waster. But to say Atlantic Rim Resurrection is better, you're trolling. You're trolling. Because at the very least, that has John Boyega doing a decent enough job. And at least visually, it's better to look at. Has actual fight scenes you could watch that last more than 4 seconds. So come on now. You don't have to like Pacific Rim Uprising But to say that's worse than this movie, again, that's trolling. Like, come on now. Seriously, come on now. Cheap ass movie with bad acting, lame story, idiotic dialogue, and I'd never watch this shit again. If it was a rim job, maybe I would. But Atlantic Rim, Resurrection, I could never even tell if it was in LA or Miami. Because I thought they said something about Miami, but I'm like, it looks like LA, so I can't even, don't even remember where the fuck it took place in. So, this movie's already leaving my brain, so apologize. But with that said, or says, can you fucking talk? We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.